Good morning. I have to be inside today. We're fixing to have a pretty bad storm, and there was a bad accident on the highway a while ago, and so it's a little noisy. It's a little noisy at my house outside, and they're still cleaning up from the accident that happened right in front of my house. And so that's getting taken care of now. And so while Facebook builds us an audience, let me grab my cup of coffee. Don't do this from the inside very often, so not too prepared for this inside stuff. I've enjoyed doing my live feeds from outside. I really have. Good morning, Eric. We'll be on just a little bit, okay? So as we get some folks in here today, I want to talk about attitude, because attitude is an extremely important thing. And I have noticed, and I'll give you just kind of an update on stuff that's going on. In this particular live feed, I've put the link for my podcast there. I'm taking the videos that I'm doing now, these live feed videos, and I'm going to put them in a podcast. And I'm doing that for two reasons. Number one, I want to reach a different audience. I'm trying to reach a different audience. But the second reason, I think the second reason is maybe more powerful than the first. I think it's important to reach a different audience. But the second reason is because there's so much negative garbage that goes on Facebook. I love the platform. I love the capability of being able to do what I'm doing right now, and that speak to you, get your comments, see the things that you're saying and doing, and all of that. I really appreciate that, and I think it's wonderful. But sometimes if we're not careful, what happens is that we allow the negative garbage that goes on Facebook to keep us from having a good attitude, and it influences us, and it maybe a better word is it infects us. And when it infects us and we take on that stuff that we've heard, the things that we've seen, the negative posts that people have made, I see people all the time who can't seem to make a post without saying something derogatory about somebody. Maybe you disagree with their political parties, so you call them names, or maybe I just think that stuff's got to stop. One of the reasons why I've continued to do the live feeds is because I want to be that different voice. I want to be the person who changes that. I want to be the person who doesn't create that negative influence on other people. I want to be able to do that. But I wanted to take that message off of the platform and put it somewhere else where other people would get a chance to hear it. And some people are so turned off by the negativity, the infection, they're not inoculated to the infection, that they're fearful that they will pick up on that. And that's not good. Especially if you're somebody who fits in one of those categories that people always talk about in a derogatory manner. How helpful is that? You know, you're only speaking to the people who already agree with you. You're not speaking to people who disagree with you. If you call them names and criticize them, you're not speaking to them. You're speaking about them, and that's not going to be helpful. And so I want the message to get out to people who are affected by the negativity that goes on Facebook. And so I put that in a podcast, and you can get it on iTunes right there. Got approved from iTunes yesterday. So I want you to be able to get that if you want to get it outside of the space. If you want to download it to your phone, play it while you're driving, that might be helpful to you. If you want to just play it at the end of the day or whatever it is. It doesn't really matter to me, but I just thought it was important to put it on that platform so that you would have a chance to be able to hear it in a different format. I want people to rise above all of that nonsense. I want people to, as Walter says, be inoculated from those things. I don't want people to, there's too much negativity as it is, and we all have justifiable reasons for it, but it doesn't help. And we have to be positive. We got to have that attitude that influences and infects other people in a positive way. And so yesterday I listened to a live feed from a friend of mine, Sean Douglas, who is an amazing guy. And he'd just gotten a big contract to speak at Camp Lejeune, and he was rejoicing over that. And he talked about this as well. You've heard me talk about this a lot. And he said, he challenged people to, let's talk about the things that we're grateful for. And he said to mention 3 things that we were grateful for. And so I've taken that challenge on. I'm not going to mention all 3 of those today. I have funny thing about if somebody says, I need you to mention 3, I'll mention 4, or I'll mention 1. But it's just a weird thing that I do. It's that independent hippie mentality that I have. But you understand what I'm saying. I think that we need to have more gratitude. We need to express those good, positive things to other people. There's plenty of garbage. I mean, there's plenty of legitimate garbage without us making a bigger deal out of it than we have to. All right? I'm concerned about some of the stuff that I see going on in the world, but I'm not going to defeat it by yakking at it. It isn't going to help. You know, the constant argument that the government should do more, the government should do less, or whatever it is, always leaves one question begging, and that is, who's going to take care of so-and-so? Well, how about you? How about you? How about you be the person who takes care of that? When years ago, I used to work I used to work on Thursdays at the City Union Mission. I was available for any Thursday except for one in the year. And that's the one when everybody wants to help. Thanksgiving. Because people are hungry on the 3rd Thursday of May, just like they are on the 3rd Thursday of November. So take care of business. Fix your world. Don't criticize the people who aren't doing more. Just step up and do a little more yourself. Buy somebody a meal. Pay their power bill. Do whatever it is that you can do that can make a difference, make an impact on them. Because as Jeremy's saying, positivity breeds positivity. We're seeing some amazing things from the community in Houston that is in an awful condition right now. An awful condition. But we're seeing some amazing things from people who are doing some incredible stuff. I've posted a few of those things on my Facebook feed. I saw Buc-ee's had opened their doors to the rescue workers and said, whatever you need, take it. Whatever you need. It's just empty our shelves. Whatever you need is yours. They're doing good with their business. And they'll get my business every time I'm in the area. And any Buc-ee's that I see anywhere are going to get my business because they've done good with the business that they have. I'm seeing ordinary people do extraordinary things. And we don't get too many opportunities to do that in a lifetime. And we need to be talking about it. We need to be sharing that with other people. We need to be encouraging each other with that. And it'll make all the difference in the world when we do that, because positivity breeds positivity. When we have a positive attitude and we get away from all of the negative garbage that's going on, and I didn't realize that till I got approval from iTunes for the podcast, and I started listening to people say, well, I'd love to listen to your live feeds. I just get sick and tired of Facebook. I understand what you're saying, because there is a lot of garbage there, and I've learned to turn it off. I just turn it off. It doesn't affect me anymore. Because I expect idiots to sound like idiots. Is there any other way to say that? And I know that sounds derogatory, but I get tired of people being derogatory all the time. And so I just had to, I even feel uncomfortable now that I've said that. But sometimes we got to get past all of that. We just turn it off and go, okay, I expected you to do that. Gee, I'm not gonna, I don't want to get notifications from you anymore, and I've had to turn that off a lot. Just because people can't breathe without saying something negative. So today, my question is, what's your attitude? And what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that attitude? You're going to share something positive? I said last week that your attitude wasn't something that you hoard. It's something that passes not to you, but passes through you. If you've got a bad attitude, everybody around you knows it. If you've got a good attitude, everybody around you should know it. And I have continued to do these Facebook Lives simply because I want to be that voice of positivity in a negative world. And I'm going to continue to do it. I'm not going to change. I'm going to continue to do that. But for a while, I'm going to encourage you to subscribe to the podcast, because then you can get the same stuff without having to get it out of the garbage pile. And if that's appealing to you, then you can get it right there at that link that's posted with this Facebook Live. And I would encourage you to do that, because oftentimes the stuff that we hear here infects us and influences us and causes us to have a bad day. If something's causing you to have a bad day, you got things you need to work on. But rather than just telling you got to work on it, I'm going to give you another alternative, and that is a way for you to be able to download that to your phone without all the stuff going on, without all the stuff happening, and simply listen to it at your convenience at a time that works well for you. We don't get to have the comments, but that's okay. I mean, I'm always available. You know how to get a hold of me, and I'll always be available to have a positive conversation about something that can be helpful and beneficial to you. Because I love my audience. I love you. I love you, the attention that you give. I love the positivity that you bring to these meetings when we do this. And whenever somebody's negative, I try to call you out, because let's just get past that. Let's break that habit of negativity, and let's get to the place where we got something good and positive to share with people, and we do it on a regular and continuous basis. The only way we're going to be able to change any platform that has become negative is for us to be the positive voice on that platform. And that's what I've been trying to do with Facebook for a long, long time. And I will continue to do that. A good test for you is to go back and look through your feed and see what you've said, see what you've commented on, see what you've reposted, and you go, was that really what I wanted to do? You know, let's keep this positive, let's keep it upbeat, let's keep it beneficial, let's be a blessing to people. And we can do that. And we can do that in a negative world. There's an amazing statement made in the Bible. It says, where sin did abound, grace has much more abounded. Which means you're going to find the jewels in the garbage heap. That's what it means. And so I continue to try to be that jewel in the garbage heap. That's what I'm trying to do. And Jeremy's reminding me of something that I like to talk about a lot. It's the only way we can achieve the best version of ourselves. And I say that a lot. How do you become the best version of yourself? The way you become the best version of yourself is to get rid of all that negative stuff. Things that get in your way, the things that pop into your head and make you think in a way that's not normal for you. Be positive. Take that attitude, do something good with it, and I promise you, you'll be a blessing to the people around you. Thank you for joining me today. I love you. I look forward to these times together, and we're going to continue to have them. But if you want to get it out of the noise right there, you can subscribe to the podcast, and we'll get it, okay? And daily, you'll be getting stuff, and we'll have. I'm in the process of uploading that. If I put too much on at a time, I get flagged for that. So I'm trying to put that up a little bit at a time. Got lots of content to go there. So look forward to that. Thank you for joining me today. I look forward to talking to you soon.